Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Thursday. Today it is Thursday, the 25th of February. We're in the last week of February. Next week is March. That's quite exciting, and it's the unofficial start of spring. The start of spring is actually the 21st of March, which is quite a funny time, isn't it? But I think hopefully you've noticed there's been a bit more sun. It's got a bit warmer. And it's been quite pleasant, hasn't it? I don't know if anybody's been able to get out on any of their walks. Have you been able to see any flowers on your walks? I have seen some daffodils beginning to come up. And there have been some crocuses and some snowdrops. They're very pretty. If you get a chance to go for one of your walks, for your exercise, then see if you can spot any flowers. And see if you can find out what they are. If you don't know what they are, you might be able to use the internet, maybe use Google, to try and find out what they are. There are some good programs out there for telling you what different flowers are. Might be something fun for you to try. So, we have got some exciting news that you may have heard that you should hopefully be able to come back to school soon. Hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll be welcoming you all back, and we cannot wait. It's wonderful news. And we have got a little garden centre set up in our role play for you all that we are hoping that you're going to be able to come and play with. So our lesson today is going to be linked into that a little bit. And hopefully yesterday we looked at the cycle of the bean and how it grows. And I thought today we could have a little look at a plant or a flower. Now, one thing you could do for this is you could go out for some exercise, go for a walk and see which flowers you could spot. And if they are wild flowers and a grown-up says you can, then you might be allowed to pick one to bring home with you to draw. If they're in someone's garden, then make sure you don't pick them and make sure you check before you do. But if not, you could try and take a photo of it to remember it. If you can't go for a walk, then you could always use, if you've got a garden, or you could use the internet. Okay? And what I'm going to ask you to do is have a go at drawing that flower or that plant that you've seen. Okay? So, thinking about things that grow, I thought I could share with you. For Christmas, my daughter got a My Fairy Garden. She's wanted one for a long time. She was very lucky. Father Christmas bought her one. And you can see it's a bit battered now. It's been well played with. But we've got some little bunting here. And as part of that, we had to grow some grass seeds. Now, if any of you have ever planted some grass seeds, you'll know it's brilliant. You put these tiny little seeds in, and then, not these are stones. You put these tiny little seeds in that look a little bit, let's see if I can find one, like little white dots. You just see on my thumb there. And you put them into some water, into some soil, sorry, you give them a bit of water, and they grow into grass. And it's this lovely green grass. Now there's lots of grass around. Grass is a very easy thing to draw. There were also some little seeds. Oh, here we go, it's beautiful. This is grass seeds. You might just be able to see. There they are, look, the little seeds that have grown into grass. And their roots are under the ground. And then there are also some of these lovely little red plants. They didn't grow very well. I've just pulled that up out of the soil. Hopefully my daughter won't mind. Oh, there it is, look, little red flowering plant. And you can see it's under here. It's the root that was in the ground. Okay, so I am going to have a go at drawing some of my grass. That's quite an easy thing to draw, so I've got quite lucky with that. If I had a flower from the garden, for example, I could draw that. So I'm just going to draw, first of all, my big bowl that everything's in. And then I'm going to add my grass. So my grass is green, so I'm going to find the closest colour I've got that I can. So I've got green. And it's sort of all floppy and wavy out the sides, isn't it? And it all goes in slightly different directions. You can see it's looking a bit flattened. It was a bit more straight up, but it's been played with. So it's now looking quite flattened. And I might even want to show in here my soil that I had, and maybe even some of those tiny little white seeds that we saw. So how complicated you make your picture is completely up to you. Depends on what you want to show. There's the soil. It can be a really simple picture, or it can be a bit more complicated. That's up to you. And then if you would like to, you could even add some labels to this picture. So I'm going to add onto my picture that this is grass. So grass. So I've got grass. Grass. It's a bit of a difficult one for me phonetically. I know g. I know my g. That's a nice easy one. G. We know the sound, don't we? Now the R. R. If I came from up north, it's much easier. If you have a northern accent, you say grass. And if I say it grass, it's much easier for me to spell. Ass. Ass. So I know it's an ass. And I actually know that this is a digraph. So I know that it's two s, but either would work. I've got grass. And I could add in there, for example, in here, I could draw a little arrow if I wanted to. It says seeds. So I've got that E sound that some of you might have learnt. Seed. Seeds. Okay. So that is what I would like you to have a go at doing. Go for a walk, have a look, see if you can see any plants or flowers. Or if you can't go for a walk, if you've got a garden, look in there. Or if you grew anything over half term, then you could draw that if you did any cress seeds or bean growing. Even if it is still just the bean, I'd still love to see a picture of that. And if you can't do any of that, then use the internet. See if you can find a nice picture on the internet that you could use. And you could copy that picture and then maybe add some labels to tell us all about that. And that would be wonderful. And we look forward to seeing those. And we hope you're well. Take care.